Dan Illman, Mike Beer, the DRFBets Race of the Day for Thursday, June the 27th. Race number 8 at Belmont Park. We're going a one-turn mile for 3-year-olds. It's an optional claiming event, and you're going to want to get involved with your DRFBets account. Bet $7 to win on any one horse in this race of the day. If your pick runs second or third, you get your money back. Learn all the details at promos.drf.com. Here's the field of 3-year-olds getting set to step 8 furlongs. It's a $100,000 optional claiming race, and 2 horses are actually entered for the tag. The 3 Federal Case, the 6 12th of Neverland. Download free formulator past performances for this race on the Race of the Day event page at drf.com. Handicap along with us as we take the field in post position order, beginning with the number 1 Family Biz. And Mike, I know you and I have always respected Family Biz. He's stakes place this year. Eddie Barker's done a nice job with him. He's a first-time gelding in this spot, and he is going to need a little bit of pace help in this short field. I wonder how much improvement is left, though, after 11 lifetime starts. His Spires topped out at about an 84, and that's a little light.
Yeah, it is a little light. I'm with you. I don't know if, listen, he's a new gelding. Maybe that'll help him get over the hump a little bit, but I don't know how much improvement you can really expect from him. He's a fine horse. They run him in some pretty tough spots. He hasn't embarrassed himself for the most part in those races. It just feels like in a field like this, there are probably a couple of horses that he's going to have some trouble hanging on with in the stretch.
Let's take a look at the Timeform U.S. pace projector for this race. One of the expected pace setters is the number 2, Looking at Bikinis, who really is the key to this race. He has only started once in his career for Chad Brown. That was last fall at Belmont. He ran very fast on the Beyer scale, not that fast on the Timeform U.S. scale. He beat a nice horse in Cutting Humor that day. And after that race, Chad Brown said, well, listen, we want to stretch him out. We want to run him in the Breeders' Futurity. We have a Breeders' Cup Juvenile kind of horse. And he disappeared. He comes back here with good speed. I liked everything he did in that maiden race, but he's got to go a mile off the layoff, and he might have to do it on fast going.
Yeah, I mean, there are questions to be sure for all the things you mentioned. He's got to go a mile off the layoff here. It's not like he's facing a bunch of pushovers. It's an okay field, and there is speed to his outside, too. And he's got to do it on a fast track, it seems like. So all those things could be working against him. On the other hand, I didn't see anything to knock about his debut. I thought he was really impressive in there. He had good speed. I mean, he just tired that field out. He had them all chasing from a long way out. He just gasped those horses, and he was clear to the wire. I liked his debut a lot, Dan. I could take a shot against him in here at a very short price, but I don't see how you play this race and you don't use this horse.
I've always been a fan of Federal Case, and maybe I've just overestimated his ability. He was the pace setter in the Peter Pan, and they ran right by him like he was tied to the quarter pole. He's just not as good as those horses. Now Todd's dangling him in for the $100,000 tag. This is a horse that I think is okay. I wonder if this is the right spot for him. I'm not sure what the right spot is for him now, because Federal Case is a horse that was sold for a lot of money. He has won at a one-turn mile, but he just hasn't wowed me in his last few.
Yeah, well, listen, on the positive side, I guess he won his first 2 career starts. I didn't think he was necessarily that impressive either time, but he won them both, and he got an 88 Beyer in the one-turn mile, which makes him a contender in this race. Since then, it's been all stakes races for this horse, and as it turns out, he's just not a stakes horse. This is a better spot for him, but there are some good horses in here, so it's not like it gets that much easier. I can see him running better in here, Dan. I'm just not as big a fan of his as you are.
One of those horses is the number 4, Over Deliver, who, like Federal Case, is trained by Todd Pletcher. This horse was as green as the Grinch early in his career, yet he showed some ability. And they tried him in the Wood Memorial, and listen, he had all kinds of problems, as many horses did coming out of the gate. That was also probably a case of too much too soon for such a green horse. I liked what he did last time out at Pimlico. They cut him all the way back to 6, which I think is a hair short for him, but he came with the run. He looked a little bit more professional. Maybe he's finding himself.
Yeah, that's how I looked at him too. I liked his career debut a lot. He looked like he really didn't have it figured out yet, but he won it pretty impressively, I thought. It was a tough ass going into Pasco when ran the race that he did that day. I don't care about the Wood Memorial. Last time, I actually feel like he ran really well in that race. As you say, he was more professional. He was also stuck on a 4-wide chase all the way around the track. I mean, it was an impossible trip. I thought he was a really good second last time. I don't mind him stretching out to the mile in here.
Not that Brady returns from a well-deserved break. They threw him in the Gotham where he chased a fast pace and he got beat a million. He chased a very hot pace in the Wood Memorial, and all things considered, he wasn't disgraced. He's a very likable horse, especially at these shorter distances. A one-turn mile really hits him right between the eyes, and it'll be interesting to see if Jose Lezcano decides to go for the lead early or decide to sit off looking at bikinis. Breaking outside that horse, he has options.
Yeah, he does have options. I'd like to see them just use his speed here and see what happens. Because you're right, after he disappointed in the Gotham, I actually felt like he rebounded quite well last time in the Wood. That pace was really fast, and it's not like, he got distance in there. I thought it was a nice bounce back effort for him. He's got figures, he's got speed, he's got a nice post on the outside. I can see this horse being effective in here.
12th of Neverland completes the field to number 6. He reminds me a lot of Family Biz. I'm not sure he's as good as Family Biz, but you look at his form lines, you see those starter optional claimers, which are certainly less company than the horses he's going to be facing in this race of the day. But he should get some pace and he switches to Rosario.
Yeah, he picks up Rosario for a very good trainer. It just feels like he might be in a little tough here.
Let's take a look at our top selections for the Thursday race of the day. I liked what I saw from looking at bikinis. I realized that there are a lot of things perhaps working against him off the layoff, stretching out, facing a fast track. I don't want to play him at any kind of a short price. Maybe I'd try to get a 2-3 home because I've always liked Federal Case. But you've really liked what you've seen from Over Deliver, and maybe he's the horse with the most upside down the road in stakes company if looking at bikinis doesn't come back the same.
Yeah, they seem like they're the two horses you might want going forward. Over Deliver is just going to be a much better price. He's got the recency, and I do think his most recent race is a little better than it looks. I think it makes him a contender in here.
And he should get the right setup, because not that Brady and looking at bikinis, you got to think at some point they're going to hook up on the turn and might make things fair for the closers. Mike's going with the 4. I'll go with the 2 in the DRFBets Race of the Day for Thursday. Take advantage of that money-back guarantee with DRFBets. Bet $7 to win on this race of the day. If your selection finishes second or third, you get your money back. DRFBets, ready, set, bet. An approximate post time for the 8th at beautiful Belmont Park on Thursday, 6:46 Eastern. Good luck.